Now we're going to talk about the power of sleep, memory encoding, and long-term academic success. And you can pause this video right here and you could read through the description of the video. But we already talked about this and I have some more value to add to it. So we're going to do that. But before we jump into it, I want to share with you a little personal anecdote. There's no teaching which is greater than teachings that are right here, right now, in the moment with something that is occurring right now. And so I recorded 2 videos, and the 2 videos I recorded were these 2 videos, Avoiding Procrastination and Building Daily Success and Social Engagement. I just recorded those 2 videos, and that was like maybe, I don't know, 36 minutes of talking. And so after 36 minutes of talking, I kind of wanted to take a break. I kind of wanted to watch like some YouTube videos or something. And I was like, all right, that's it. I want to take a little bit of a break now. But I only have so much time, and then I'm going to meet my wife and we're going to grab some lunch. And so I was like, all right, I can't watch YouTube videos right now. So we were talking about building daily success routines and habits that help you achieve, help you become more successful, help you become more skillful, help you become healthier. And one of the things you have to do is delay gratification. And delayed gratification is actually one of the factors that correlates with success, delayed gratification. And so you could go to Gemini or ChatGPT or Grok or whatever large language model chatbot of choice you like. And you could say, please tell me about how delayed gratification correlates with success. And also tell me about the marshmallow experiment. And so you could put this into whatever, large language model chatbot you like. But delayed gratification is one of the things that correlates with success. And so I wanted to watch some YouTube videos. I wanted to I've already done a little bit of work, but I had to delay gratification. I can't do that right now. I got to stay focused on work. I'm going to do my work. And by doing that, that's helping me move towards my goal. So you could pause the video right here and you could read about this. And then you could also pause the video once more and you can read about it right there. And then there's the rest of it. So I'm going to copy this actually, and I'm going to put this in here. And since we're in this video right here, I'm going to just put in right down below it this little table. I'll put in a 1-celled table. You could get rid of that. I kind of wanted to read that as soon as I got rid of it. What did it say? And I'm going to go insert. I'm going to insert a table. I'm going to do a 1-cell, and then I'm just going to paste that in, Control V. And so you have that information there about correlation between delayed gratification and success. All right, but now we're going to talk about the power of sleep, memory encoding, and long-term academic success. And we already talked about how it's super important in a previous video for you to get sleep, to be an effective learner, because you need your short-term memory to learn something. I don't know if you've ever tried to learn something when you've been sleep deprived, and I'm just reiterating this information here in case somebody's finding this video as a one-off. But I don't know if you've ever tried to learn something when you're sleep deprived. It doesn't work. You're like, oh, what did I just read? What was that paragraph, and like, gosh, I can't, it just doesn't stick. And that's because if you're sleep deprived, your short-term memory goes out the window, right? And so before you learn something, like if I'm going to learn something here on today's Tuesday. If I'm going to learn something on Tuesday, then I needed the night before to get a good night's sleep. Monday night, I need a good night's sleep to learn something good on Tuesday and have it be remembered in my short-term memory. But then the mind will take things from short-term memory and move them into long-term memory. It does that when you sleep that night, right? So you got to get good sleep the night before you learn something, and then you learn it that day, and it's in your short-term memory. And then you have to get good sleep the night after you've learned something, right? So slept here, I have good short-term memory, I learn it during the day, and then this night, it's going to go from short-term memory to long-term memory. And the way it goes from short-term memory to long-term memory is when you're sleeping. Like that's one of the functions of sleep, is to take things out of short-term memory and put them into long-term memory. And so you really need to sleep to be an effective learner because your memory relies upon getting sleep to work well, both short-term memory and also taking things from short-term and putting them into long-term. So that's just like one of the ways sleep is super important to helping you be an effective learner, but all of your physical health is important to being an effective learner. And there are a bunch of supplements that I take. I take a bunch of different supplements, which, can enhance just like you could take supplements that enhance your physical health. Food first and pharma created stuff second. Pharma is in pharmacology, pharmaceuticals. And by pharma, I mean also vitamins, right? So you want to try to get great nutrition from food, but also you could supplement it with vitamins. So I take vitamin C and vitamin D3, and I take creatine because I work out, and creatine's really good for energy, and it's good for muscle recovery, and it's also been shown to be good for the mind, and there's some really good research about this. And of course, this is not medical. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, so consult your own professionals and do your own research. But this is this is what I've determined is really helpful for me and my mind and my body. And I also do lion's mane supplement, and I get it from Paul Stamets' company, which is called Host Defense. All right, because he's one of the world's leading mycologists, and mycologist is somebody who studies mushrooms, right? And so I do turkey tail and lion's mane and Stamets 7 and agarikon. I do these 4 mushroom supplements every day, and I notice an improved ability with remembering stuff by taking these. So if it's the placebo effect, I'll take it, right? But so I do those things, but you just want to take care of your whole system, right? So get your sleep, take care of your physical health, take care of your nutrition, get your exercise, and it's all going to be working better. You just have to have that long-term plan that, I don't have to do it all in, 2.5 years. I'll do it in 4 years. It'll be fine. All right, so that's it. So here, you could also go here and do these AI prompts. Tell me about how sleep is important to learning, what happens to humans if they don't get enough sleep, how much sleep does an 18-year-old need, a 21-year-old, a 25-year-old, 30-year-old, what are the average amounts that a person at each age needs, what are short sleepers, and what percentage of the population are short sleepers. So these are all really interesting AI prompts to enter. And I include this one here about short sleepers because it's a known genetic phenomenon, a genetic difference that some people have. So if they have one gene, they only need a couple hours of sleep. And I know a guy, his name's Don, and he's a short sleeper. He'll go to bed at midnight, 11:30, 1 a.m., and he'll get up at 4, and he's ready to go. And he says if he got 3 hours of sleep, it's not quite enough, but if he got to bed 11:30 and got up at 4, he's good. No problem, totally recharged. That's 4.5 hours sleep. That's half as much sleep as I need. And, and he's he feels completely charged, and his battery, people who have that genetic difference, who are short sleepers, they need less sleep. And so that's, I include that because some people are like that, and you'll come across them, and now you'll know why, right? Why they, maybe you're that way too. All right, so that's a little bit about the power of sleep. Make sure you're getting your sleep and taking care of all other areas of your health.